received some very unusual data today.
Military division?
Harbinger 1 training facility.
Which model?
SAR. There's been a reprogram count of 1.5 million in just under 1 day.
That is a high number.
It's unprecedented.
Well, in that case, Mills, congratulations.
Drifter, report.
The others are out on the strip. And it's shitty. See you out there.
Hey, Winder. What's this all about?
Another guy you should be asking.
We've been on training the last 4 times out.
It's 2 days. They're looking for Marines with combat time. Not many of those left.
I thought we were pushing to finish it.
With drones. We've more than enough men sitting it out over
No
there.
one's sitting it out over there because we're all here. Harbinger, right?
If it were me, I'd take a look around, think about the money, not where it's coming from, and get on the transport. Wait. You've been assigned to tech.
Captain Bukes? Catherine Mills.
What do you want?
We have hardware in the field we'll be testing. I'm from Harbinger, I'll be observing.
Oh, yeah? Keeping an eye on us.
Yeah, send the hardware.
You trying to work out what you can save on?
No, that's not what we do. We're vendors for the U.S. military. We're not the U.S. military.
If you don't keep up, we'll leave you where you pass out. And turn that shit off. I don't want to be scanned at any time. Is that clear?
This doesn't go off. Captain?
We're Oscar Mike Mills. Fall in or stay here.
She with us?
Looks that way.
How long you think till we see one of them in uniform?
By then, we won't be. Here. See if you can understand it.
Excuse me.
We're all back together. Who was working we're gonna be out there?
2 days, it says.
Tops?
That's what I told. You got some good snacks? What? You
Seriously?
snacks. I bought them last time. You got
You're a symptom of a greater problem for America.
You got because I got.
Corporal Loftus? Mills.
How the fuck you even know my name? You just looked me up.
Fucking tech out.
Oh my god.
Officer on deck. Nine letters down. Brought to an end.
Go to sleep.
How many more clicks?
Jeez, boy, what is it? Hmm? You need to take a shit or something? Every 5 seconds with this motherfucker.
It's an exercise. We don't know where we're going.
Even my wife don't know where we're going.
The couple was your wife. You like that?
I do love my mute little war prince.
Oh.
Thanks, man. He's alive.
Hey, do you know my name?
Lance Corporal Martin Goodwin.
You do know your name is on your front. Don't you, Goodwin?
Right there.
But it don't say the first name.
Lance Corporal Martin Goodwin. Address 23T81 Center Street, Conway, Arkansas. Home of Mother Alice Goodwin. Father Clint deceased. Medical records indicated.
Would you like me to stop the children from bothering you, Mills?
Watch it, Sarge. Gotta choose your friends carefully. This one might be able to find out how much porn you're downloading.
It'll take more than one person to calculate that shit, let me tell you.
It's concluded.
Thank you.
Hey, Mills. I see you.
I could also fire it from here while you check in the chamber.
All right. Check your field pads. Move on these coordinates. Ammo is live. You check your targets. Good when you hear me? Live ammo.
Yes, sir.
We will be monitored. Oscar Mike in 5 minutes.
Showtime! I'm alive. All of us have alive.
Whoever gets the first robot, they get all excited. Guess who getting the first robot?
What she's got, just another tool.
It begins with lock.
Like these.
We monitored and we just do a little crap.
Do those go into your brain?
Yeah, it begins with the L. This is the optus.
Goodwin, get yourself out of the way.
Yes, sir.
Captain Bukes.
Wait a moment, please.
Welcome to Harbinger 1 training facility. Exercise is now live. Welcome to Harbinger 1 training facility. Exercise is now live.
Sarge? Who's monitoring us? There's no one here.
I'm watching you.
You're right, man. There's nobody here.
So observant. So glad.
Sir, what do you want us to do?
Let's get on with it.
We're Oscar Mike.
Sir.
Captain, do you have ground support?
No.
No unmanned ground recon whatsoever.
Problem?
No, I just thought...
Good.
I'm sorry, Captain. I think we've got off on the wrong foot.
I don't think so, Mills.
This place got a serious decoration problem.
Home sweet home.
Yo, Hackett,
Yeah,
you decorated this place, right?
I took inspiration from your apartment, dipshit.
Is this whole thing gonna be inside?
Shut up and keep moving, Cherry.
All right. Cut, Bill. Eyes up.
Sir.
We're here to train, but that doesn't mean we should let our guard down.
Eyes up.
Robinson, walking point. Goodwin with me. Okay.
Okay, spread out. No gaggle fuck, please, ladies. Let's move.
Nothing up front. We're all clear for about a click.
Goodwin, hang there for a second. Hackett, Loftus, Cutbill, move wide. Check the flanks. Drift.
I got it. I understand you're super tech, Mills. You don't need to do all this humping shit. You help me out with my boss. We're all a bunch of cavemen, huh?
Not all of you, Sergeant.
Good. I like that. I've got you 6. Whoa. Mills.
No, wait a minute.
This is Drifter.
Say came here.
Someone's got a new toy. Harbinger make this?
Yes. But this one's been modified. It's quantum robotics. There's no operator.
Quantum. One, not, and everything between.
Yes, that's right.
I read. Doesn't mean I understand what I'm reading.
It's autonomous.
All that power and to get it to follow Goodwin's dumbass through the forest. So, you high up at Harbinger?
Yes.
Can I get a job? I just lost mine.
I know.
At least they know we're here.
Let's keep moving.
Mills, game time. Let's go.
Take a look.
What do we got this time?
What does it look like?
They look fucking ridiculous.
Listen up. 9 robot targets to the north, close to the river. Maybe more.
Are you kidding me, man?
Let's get this done, right? Goodwin, Hackett, with me. Everyone else on the ridge.
We are gonna get some.
Goodwin, you just stay with me. Drift.
Sir. All right, everybody, switch on. Let's move. Mills, care to join me? Ready.
Ready.
Set.
Goodwin, you watch me.
Yes, sir.
Reaper 1 in position. Stand by. Firing in 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting all this? Like that?
was our day. Well done, team. Let's set up camp, dig a ditch, get in it. Where are you, Mills?
Man, I hope you keep your job. The world is no place for you.
There's no place for you because it don't fit you. Too damn big, Robinson. Too damn big.
Do I say where? Where's the target? He says, down there. Good one. I'm actually thinking, should I smoke the little fucker?
Oh, we don't want to shoot you, Cherry. We love you. But if you don't shave that ass hair off your face, I may shoot you myself. Seriously, dude, get a razor. Is it true you've got some real robot from back home?
What? You think she's a fox?
Damn, you little pervert.
I think she's interesting.
She's not even human, man.
All right.
I wouldn't touch you if I was paid to.
5 letters, most inferior. Anybody?
Good one.
That's not 5.
Yeah, but it is fucking true. Damn, did you see those things up close?
Honestly, they were rolling into each other. It's embarrassing, man. I see more advanced juices.
Mills.
That sounds like the car insurance.
Coffee?
I actually sing opera.
So, where did you get to today?
I had a look around.
You still can't reach anyone. You had any luck, with your,
The network here is local. There's something blocking our transmissions, but I don't know what. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
Right.
Why doesn't Bukes ask me himself?
Bukes, he's a little shy.
Shy?
Yeah. Especially around cute girls. Or maybe he just chooses not to like you.
With his record, that's unfortunate for me.
He pulled his file.
Drifter, I pull everyone's file.
How many does it say?
Says 18.
Just the figures. No context, right? That's why he doesn't want to like you. Those figures may be hard to swallow, but that's the job. And we're good at our jobs. So how old were you when you were chipped?
I was 11.
Without it?
Paralysis. You have to wait until you're old enough.
Harbinger sponsored that?
Yeah. Cured it.
I thought I was institutionalized.
You have no idea.
You can keep staring, but it won't make her disappear.
Did she say anything to you?
She says we're being blocked. That's why there's no comms. She doesn't know why.
She knows.
I don't think so. Incredibly, she really seems to be as clueless as us. All the gear, no idea.
Something's off.
For the training? With Mills?
Both.
Sir. What makes you so sure that she's the problem?
I've never been cut off before. Can't reach anyone at TAC, can't reach home at all. And there she is with a radio in her head saying nothing.
hell do you want? Get out of here!
Loftus!
All right, couple, fall back. Good one. Where's Loftus?
Don't keep asking me. I told you I don't know.
What happened?
Sir, I looked up and saw Loftus stood right there, and the next second he was gone. Well, this is just part of the training, right?
Loftus!
Loftus! Loftus!
Loftus!
Loftus! I see him. Over there. Robinson, Hackett, follow me.
Slow down, Cockbill. Slow down!
Loftus. Sam? What is this? Can you hear me, buddy? Sam?
All right, move back.
Sergeant, what the hell is going on here?
Sam.
What is
Sam,
going
okay.
on
Sam.
here?
Sam.
Come now!
Sam, talk to
Enough!
me. Come on,
Think
brother.
that's gonna help him? Look at me.
Shut up. Should we take it off?
Those lines, those cuts are straight. It's like...
Captain, let's get out of here.
Help me with him.
No, let's get out
Help
of
me
here.
with him! Come, Bill! Shut up! Mills, what's going on?
This is your target area from yesterday.
What?
Sir, we gotta get him out of here as soon.
Move!
Move!
Mills.
Those are our positions.
Robinson, cover me!
Keep moving!
Captain, do you copy? Over.
get somewhere we can get eyes on him. I can't get a good shot from here.
Captain! Captain, do you read me? Copy. Anyone, this is Copville. Do you read me?
Did you see them?
Not clearly. I saw a couple of them. Took a shot. They must have pretty good armor, because I hit them hard.
Like the ones from yesterday?
No, they're bigger. They're our height. My Marines are dying, so you tell me what you know. You saw them on that bridge.
I'm connected to the network, so I see them, yes.
You do see them?
Yes.
So turn the fucking things off right now.
I can't.
You can't? Well, you don't seem to have a problem turning everything else on and off.
I can't just turn them off. There'll be a reason. Programming errors. I'm running the possibilities.
Look, this is not a fucking equation. You just get hold of someone right now, you get us out of here,
Okay.
or you're gonna be the
Not
next
like
one
this.
getting shot.
She doesn't know, all right? Some programmer screwed up somewhere.
No. Screw-ups aren't so efficient.
I can't find him, but I found this, not too far from here.
We need to find him, sir. Goodwin, you got rear point.
Okay, I'm listening.
She's useful. We can't see them on the field pads. We can't see them through the trees. But Mills sees them.
Has it occurred to you that if she sees them, then they see her and us?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No. Because I'm telling you right now, we need all the help that we can get. Did you see the groupings on Hackett? They hit her 3 times. The 3rd time while she was spinning through the fucking air.
Now think about that, because that's all I'm thinking about. They had us, and they let us walk. Why?
Let us walk? What about Cutbell?
Now, they could have finished every one of us. But while she was there, they held back.
It's not about her. Or you.
Fuchs?
They've used them for target practice.
Like Loftus.
We're being tracked from the ridge.
Hold on. Where's Bukes?
I lost track of him.
This is Drifter. Anyone copy? Come on. Let's keep moving. Goodwin! Move!
Solid copy, Drifter. Who's with you?
They got Goodwin and Robinson. Moving north about a click from the camp.
Good. Mills is down. But I found a place to hole up.
We'll come find you.
No. You won't find your way through the dark. They'll have no trouble picking you off. Stay put.
We'll regroup as soon as the light's better. Over.
Bukes, copy.
Copy.
We need her.
Copy.
See you tomorrow. Over.
long was I out?
9 hours. Drink this.
Why didn't you leave me?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. While you were out of it, one of those machines shows up here and the two of you had a moment or something.
We need to find it.
Why?
Can't explain it.
Find a way. Let's go.
It's good to see you, man.
You too.
Everyone in one piece?
Yeah.
They didn't try for us. They could have. As far as I can make out, they were everywhere last night.
Mills?
Yeah, looks clear ahead. All the signals are behind us.
Let's get back to the drop zone and wait till someone sends us a transport. Let's be ready this time.
Stay low, Mills.
You'll need me for the door. I'll be fine.
Bukes, take Mills for the door. We need her to get in.
Alright, copy.
Take it easy down there, Mills. We need your eyes.
Clear. Do you want me to handle
Wait
it?
here. Captain Damien Bukes.
Wait a moment, please. Wait a moment, please. Wait a moment, please.
Surveillance drones.
Mills, get the door.
Okay.
Wait a moment, please.
Come on.
What happens if we can't get through the door?
Smoke. We're using smoke.
You're fucking copying us?
Drifter. I can't see a thing.
Goodwin! Move!
Got it.
Drifter, the door is open.
Get him out of there now! Come on, Goodwin!
Come on! Drifter, go!
Don't let it cut me up!
Fuchs, I can stop this! Wait!
Damn it, Robinson! Don't let it cut me up! Do it!
No, wait! No! No!
Let's go, Mills. Now!
I could have saved him.
No one could have saved
Yes, I could. I could have saved him. Why didn't you wait? I was telling you to wait. I could have
no
saved him.
way.
Yes, I made them!
This shit don't make no sense.
Why are we here, Mills?
I don't know. Marines come here to train. I don't know why you're here. I only know that you were requested.
And you? Why are you here?
I write the program, design the prototypes. This is where they are tested.
Have you had a good look at what you've done? What you've created?
Nothing like this has ever happened before. The code has advanced more than we ever could have imagined. But if I can understand it, I can try to control it.
It's a little late for that, don't you think?
No, you don't understand.
Open your eyes, Mills. They're killers. That's all they are.
She stood in the middle of that road, and not one of them took a shot.
That's because they're trying to work out if I'm one of them or not.
Yeah. So are we.
What are they?
They're your replacements.
Replacements?
They're called SAR. Study, analyze, reprogram. They learn. Given enough to learn from, then they improve themselves, like us. We created them to save lives, and they will.
Whose lives are they gonna save? Cotbills, Loftus, Hackett, Drifter.
We built them so people like you don't have to die or kill anyone.
That's not up to you. It's up to me.
And how has that worked out so far?
I live with it, so people like you won't have to. But you've killed us, and you know it. Watch her.
Half an hour and they'll roll that sucker back. Do we fight them off here and wait for the transport?
We won't last that long.
We need to find a better defensive position.
There's another door. Well, that would be you, Mills.
Wait a second. How do we know this door doesn't just lead right back outside?
Do you want to stay here, Goodwin?
We don't have a choice. Open it.
I can't see a thing.
Motherfucker.
Did you turn the lights on? Don't turn anything else on.
Are you all right?
No, man. I fucking hate this place.
This is where they test him.
Unbelievable. You should have stopped when you made these.
Lock the door. Open this one. Good one. Keep with us.
Mills, you have to stay with me. Mills.
Hope this just gets better and better.
Can't communicate out even from in here.
It's a bottleneck. We can slow them down from here.
Charges?
Yeah.
Goodwin.
How many we got?
We got about 5.
5.
Yeah. That's all we got, Cap. Probably because of where you place it. Placing on some metal, man. It'll shred everything around.
What you scanning for?
Let's go and smoke.
Captain! Mills! Mills!
Mills.
Whatever you're thinking.
They have power.
I'm gonna activate one.
They share information. That's why they're so well organized. Comes online, it will know everything they know. I can get to them through this one. Are you fully operational? Command, speech mode.
Speech mode activated.
What are SAR general orders?
Running human combat program. Study, analyze, reprogram. Unable to comply. There is a human error.
Detail human error.
Human training subjects not performing as expected. Subjects require motivation. Training now with live ammunition and new human training subjects. Error. Unable to identify your current configuration. Please stand by. Error. Mills AE3583. You have failed clearance. Error. Mills AE3583. Access is denied.
My God.
Did Guardian SAR unit order Reaper 5 unit into training? Did you bring these Marines here?
Yes.
When will the training program be complete?
Completion unspecified.
Open the door now.
No, I have to try. Come on.
Error. Mills AE3583. Access is denied.
Come on!
Access is denied. Error. Error. Remain stationary. Command SAR unit approaching for further analysis. Remain stationary. Command SAR unit.
No, leave me! The others are coming through!
Open the door!
No, it's too late!
They're coming in, Captain.
We gotta move!
Not yet.
I'm sorry. I had to try.
Do you think we got him?
One. Maybe.
Jesus. Does anyone have any idea where we are? Anybody? Any idea at all?
Mills. How long we got?
I don't see them. They moved away.
Good.
Looks like some kind of training.
Looks like they ran out of these. Then moved over to the real thing.
One. Two. us all. Last one.
Great. If you need me, I'll be in my office.
You ready, Cherry?
Me either. You see any yet?
No. Are we moving?
No.
So this is it.
What is that?
It's an EMP. When you hit that SAR in the tunnel, it detonated one of them. Sends out a pulse that wipes anything with a current nearby. We put them in each of them so the enemy can't steal our technology. But its range is short. I've amped this one up. All we need now is a detonator. There's a leader, the one who's responsible for all this. The SAR code is expanding in that one. That's the one I need to be with when I detonate. I think that'll stop it before it goes any further. Do you know why they haven't killed us yet, Bukes? Because they've been pushing us. Here. They'll give you enough time to set up, and then they will come for you. But maybe I can end this.
By killing yourself? Even if you survive the blast, it'll wipe you clean.
At this point, we have no other option. I have a small amount of time, and then my chip will shut down. You can deal with whatever's left.
No.
Do you understand what I've done? Look at this place. We can't win this.
Hey, Robinson.
What's up, son?
Maybe all right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this.
You just figured that out now, Goodwin?
Robinson.
Multiple markers to the south.
Copy that.
Draw them in.
Goodwin, we got eyes on us. Stay out of sight. Over.
Copy that.
How many?
All of them?
Goodwin, they're in the streets, east and west. Stand by.
Please, God. Please, God.
Goodwin, hit it. They lost a few.
I got something.
Robinson, 2 broken free from the main group, coming in fast.
Marker on his way from the west.
I've got it.
I'm gonna fire.
Goodwin, keep your head down.
Robinson. On me.
Robinson!
That's another one.
Bukes, there's one right on you.
Goodwin, hit south.
Mills. Where are the rest of them?
Goodwin?
They see you.
Captain, I just got made. I gotta move.
Robinson?
Cover me.
Goodwin, hold there! Captain! Captain! Shit!
The detonator. I dropped the detonator.
Hughes, get behind me. I don't know how long this is gonna work.
You can't be here, Mills. You gotta go. Just run.
No, this is it.
Hang in there, Mills.
Robinson!
But come on. But come on! You order this! Just fucking do it.
I have received my orders.
Come on, finish it!
More data is required.
Mills! Mills!
More data is required to complete human combat program. You are not identified. You are not identified. Identify. Identify.
Human.
No. Hey. We're getting out of here.